On behalf of the Swan Hill Rural City Council, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wamba Wamba people, on which we meet here and pay our respects to their elders past and present. I would also like to welcome a number of people, beginning with Councillor the Mayor Les McPhee, Deputy Mayor Anne Young, Councillors Lee Johnson, Chris Jeffries and Bill Moore, Chief Executive Officer, Swan Hill Rural City Council, John McClendon, Luigi Rizzo, Founding Director of and CEO of the Artisans of Florence International, and his partner Angela, Maria Teresa Rizzo, Australian Tour Manager, Artisans of Florence, and husband Stuart, Anthony and partner Simone, representing SEW Eurodrive, Murray Ray, Chair of the Swan Hill Incorporated, Chair of the Swan Hill Regional Art Gallery Advisory Committee, Felicia Chalmers, and members of the advisory committee. And they're doing a terrific job because all of those people are handing out the food. So, thank you very much. I'd also like to welcome some travellers from Temora. We have a contingent from the Temora Aviation Museum. Thank you very much for travelling down today. That's fantastic. Great effort. And a big welcome to anyone that is here for the first time, because it's great to have you here. And the whole idea is that you come back and you bring friends and family and you tell them about this great show and the things that we do here. We're going to open the exhibition here, then we're going to open the doors and enjoy the show. So thanks everyone for coming. As I said, it's really wonderful to have you here to be part of what is a really big exhibition for Swan Hill. I was thinking last night that the last time we had a really big show like this, and we've had some pretty amazing shows, but at this sort of scale was in 2013 when we had the Australian Chamber Orchestra ACO virtual. If you remember that, that was a remarkable virtual reality sort of 3D images of the chamber orchestra, where you could enter the space, where you could conduct using an iPad in the middle of the room. It had extraordinary sound, it had extraordinary visuals. It was cutting edge. It premiered here at the Swan Hill Regional Art Gallery, and they're still touring. Of course they are, because it is such an extraordinary show. And excuse me, I thought, what is it about that show and about this show? It's cutting edge. If you could transport yourself back 500 years ago to Florence, what would Leonardo da Vinci's work look like then? It would be cutting edge. And the thing about all of that is, I think it's really worth thinking about, is they're artists. We're talking about the arts, and there's a number of different levels to that. Think about that. The exhibition is created by Artisans of Florence in collaboration with the Nicolai Group, on loan from the Museum of Leonardo da Vinci, with official partner SEW Eurodrive. It's been brought to Swan Hill thanks to a partnership between the Council, Swan Hill Incorporated and Creative Victoria. And it's very exciting to have it here. There's been a fair bit of planning and preparation going into this. About 18 months ago, at the opening of the 50th exhibition, the exhibition actually called 50, February last year, to celebrate 50 years of this institution, the Swan Hill Regional Art Gallery, I spoke of the direction the gallery had marked out before it, and that is, excuse me, greater interaction and engagement for visitors through meaningful and relevant public programs and activities, consistent with the whole movement of galleries and museums across the globe. Increased connectivity through digital platforms, outreach programs that take the arts to the people, beyond the doors. An activation of this beautiful cultural precinct that we happen to be happen to be situated in. Da Vinci Machines fulfills many of these aspirations. In a few minutes I'm going to ask our Mayor, Les McPhee, to open the exhibition. But before I do that, it is my very great pleasure to welcome to Swan Hill Luigi Rizzo, who will introduce the exhibition, put a few words around it, a bit of context. Luigi is the founding director and CEO of Artisans of Florence, as I've said before, an independent company that produces global touring exhibitions in collaboration with the Nicolai Group. He's lived and worked in Italy, Australia, New Zealand and the UK, and has curated many exhibitions excuse me, throughout the world, and continues to do so. And it's been a great pleasure to be working with Luigi. Could you please make Luigi very, very welcome?
Not so good at this, but buonasera, Swan Hill. On behalf of the Artisans of Florence and the Nicolai family, I would like to thank the City of Swan Hill, the Regional Art Gallery and the Pioneer Settlers Museum for bringing Da Vinci in the heart of the Murray. In fact, it's the first time Da Vinci's on the Murray, and over 10 years since our last visit to Victoria. Particular thanks to Ian and his small group of dedicated, talented, professional workers and volunteers, together with our volunteers from Melbourne, the Rizzo volunteers. Yes. That together they put in a fantastic exhibition, a fantastic display. You'll be proud of that. In fact, I have no hesitation in saying that the gallery and the town of Swan Hill punches way above their weight. Yeah. An applause. So we bring here the world famous Da Vinci machine exhibition. No shortcut, no cut down. This is the full version of it that has toured the major capital cities around the world. In fact, it's still popular. It's still being booked as we speak. Next month I'm off to Japan, Yokohama, setting up very same type of exhibition in Tokyo. And we're here in Swan Hill. Thank you to our very generous sponsor, SCW Eurodrive, which makes it possible to visit the regional centres of Australia. And we love to travel personally. My partner and I love to do it, to go and visit as many towns as we can of Australia as our last act in the business before the next generation takes over. It's unique. A couple of days ago, Don picked up the ute. We put a few Da Vinci machines in the back of the ute. We drove around town, dropped a couple in the information centre, a few more machines at the chamber offices, and some in the library. And I thought, we had a fun day, and I thought, Da Vinci would really be at home in Swan Hill. He's a country boy. He comes from a small country town. You can imagine it. It's near a river with lots of vineyards around it. It's called Vinci. In the local town, Vinci means wicker, as in wicker basket. Vinci, well, that's a different one. Actually, in the local date, it means wicker, basket material. And he actually used that theme in a lot of his decoration. Of course, he made his fame in the big city of Florence as the greatest painter of all time, but his ambition is driven by the small town dedication and spirit for engineering and invention. And this is what this exhibition is about. It's about the invention of Leonardo da Vinci 500 years ago, built by the Artisans of Florence, 3 generations of the Artisans of Florence, the Nicolai family. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, which I befriended when I was in Italy and became partner, and I had the hard job of taking this exhibition around the world. So somebody had to do it, I guess. The artisans are very meticulous. They build the machines with the material of the time, with the canvas, the iron, and the wood of the time available around in the areas of Vinci. And they made a point of building them exactly as Da Vinci had intended, interactive. You would not believe it, but Da Vinci actually designed the handle that belonged to the machine that you will see in this gallery. So when you're playing the handle, you are channeling his desire for you to learn and experience what mechanics and engineering and his inventions were all about. And people ask me which are my favourite. If we ask the artisans, they would say the one they haven't discovered yet. They've were built, about more than 150 of them, out of possibly 15,000 technical drawings that were left over by Da Vinci. So there are still inventions there. There are maybe somebody from Swan Hill could become famous as Leo da Swan Hill. Da Vinci. And what are my favourite? Well, I mentioned the handles, they're my favourite, but seriously, there are the kids, the boys and girls would love, like I love, the war machines. There are some secret instruments and secret passages inside the machines. The way the tank works, for example, or there's a boat called the Scorpion that has a secret mechanism that cuts into the enemy sails. We have a Da Vinci car driven by clockwork, or the flying machine, the air screw, which threads through the air, but to actually get off as a secret lift-off mechanism. The one that we're most proud of is the one that we still, we just not discovered, but the first one to put together was the Da Vinci robot. We actually gained a US patent on that machine, and you'll see it here. I think we're the only group of people in the world that has a patent on a Da Vinci machine. You're very lucky. Ian has organised a beautiful evening. You've got entertainment. So without any further ado, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for inviting us here. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks, Luigi. Leo de Swan Hill. Yeah, think about that. That's fantastic. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Councillor the Mayor Les McPhee to open the exhibition. Please make Les very welcome.
Firstly, on behalf of the Swan Hill Rural City Council, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we meet and pay our respects to their elders both past and present. Also thanks to Ian, Luigi and Maria for bringing this wonderful exhibition to Swan Hill. It's the first time it's been in regional Victoria, so we have a coup in that respect. And thanks more so, especially to all you people that come along, and make sure you bring your friends back over the next 2 months to see this terrific display we've got here. Simply being here shows you to support the gallery and the arts. Art plays such an important role in local communities. You are supporting our community by being here tonight. Art's an interesting thing. It does drive change, as you can see by these exhibits. Like as Ian mentioned, 500 years ago these were invented, and they're being used today, those inventions. It's amazing. It adds quality to your life, this is art, and helps us create vibrant communities. It's not the first thing that springs to mind when you talk about economic development, but art is something that can attract and retain people to live and work in regions like ours. And this is just one of the reasons Council is proud to support many community arts projects already, being Harmony Day, the Youth Arts Festival, and our very own gallery which you see here tonight, if it's your first time. We're also to start a big makeover on our riverfront, and the art gallery is part of that. And with support from the state government, we're going to actually spend some money on the front entrance to the art gallery very shortly. And we're in the midst of planning a new extended art gallery, as I said, with our riverfront master plan. In the meantime, the exhibitions, workshops, concerts and other programs our gallery delivers just keep getting better. And the Da Vinci machines has got to be up here with the best. As I said, Swan being the first regional centre to host this. I was actually looking at the one down at the information centre today. It's the hydraulic saw. It's just amazing. He used a lot of water in his things. Read about the inventions when you walk through. I was reading that one there today, and just how simplistic those models are, yet, and you're thinking 500 years ago these were invented. I want to thank many council staff members who were involved in bringing this exhibition to Swan Hill, as well as my fellow councillors and all the other dignitaries that Ian's already mentioned. I'm not going to go through all of them, you all know who you are. It's not about us, it's about this display tonight. I encourage you to be part of the special event planned over the next 2 months. Be sure to stop by the Information Centre and Library, as Luigi mentioned, where you'll find some other interesting exhibitions. And make sure you get your own version of the Mona Lisa. I've had my photo taken in it. It's very hard not to smile. Our CEO is actually an engineer as well. I don't think he'll become Leo to Swan Hill. But like Da Vinci, he actually told me a joke about engineers, which I thought was very. I'll share with a couple tonight. I'll actually use that now.
Mr. Leo.
He told me the difference between a pessimist, an optimist, and an engineer. Now, the pessimist, the glass is half empty. The optimist, the glass is half full. What would you think the engineer would be? The glass is the wrong size. Yeah, so thank you, Mr. CEO. I've used that. You can't use it now. Look, Leo Da Vinci has been credited with a lot of the inventions he's done in modern day, with the parachute, the helicopter, and the tank. And you'll see that as you go through. It's indeed my great pleasure to declare the Da Vinci machines open in Swan Hill. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Les. Okay, just a couple of things. Commercial. It's time to renew your memberships. Because memberships, seriously, they support the gallery. They help bring these sorts of shows and others to the gallery. So, and of course, you get 10% off in the shop and other shops, and all of those other benefits. So, please, that'll be fabulous coming to the end of the financial year. There are a number of other public programs running in conjunction with the exhibition, so look out for details on the website, Facebook page, brochures and so forth. The last thing I want to do is to thank our supporters, friends and staff. And there's been a lot of people involved in this, and I would like to thank, and I'm going to list them all, because it's important that we do acknowledge everyone that's been involved in this. SEW Eurodrive, Swan Hill Rural City Council, Swan Hill Incorporated, and it's terrific to have Swan Hill Incorporated involved with the gallery, supporting the programs that we do, because this is a bit of a first. Andrew Peace Wines, who consistently support us. Swan Hill Regional Art Gallery Advisory Committee, not just for handing out food tonight, but just their vision and their enthusiasm for the galleries is just so commendable. It's terrific. The working group that worked on this, I guess, leading up to this moment, Felicia Chalmers, Marianne Darrick, Michaela Rust, Muriel Schultz, and Camille Cullinan. Swan Hill Broken Consort, for the music you will enjoy this evening as you walk into the gallery itself. A big thank you to them. Our volunteers, a big thanks to Maria Teresa Rizzo, Stuart Palmer, Megan Nelson. Megan is a workplace student from Menangatang. Thanks, Meg. You've done a great job. Gabby Rhoda, and Trish Whitney. And finally, our staff, who are awesome. Marianne Darrick, Jane Crow, Robin Patterson, Don Whitney and Shirley Pynchon. Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. So thanks again, thanks for coming. Please enjoy the rest of the evening and the exhibition. Thank you.